At 6 o'clock, call the meeting to order. All members are present except Bruce, who may or may not make it tonight. Are there any additions to the agenda?
No, they're not.
None? Then we, motion to approve the agenda.
Make a motion.
Moved by Cheryl.
I'll second.
Cheryl seconds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passed. No public comment. Consent agenda, Janelle?
So it was a light month, so there weren't a lot of bills for review. So I don't know, Cheryl, if you want to highlight anything, but it really was, it's, again, July, we have one board meeting, so there's not a lot that processes through in those first couple of weeks.
I did notice that there were some tools purchased with Carl Perkins funds.
Mm-hmm. Yep, so that helps our CTE in our CTE area. Yep.
Yes, and that was a welcome thing to see. And also we made our final HVAC payment.
Yes. Yep. So the way
That's nice too.
the final retainer, the retainer fees. Yep. So good. And then a couple of personnel items. You'll see Melissa Cerna on she resigned as a paraprofessional and she was added as the preschool wraparound site leader. So that was nice to have her move into that position. And Paul Wolf accepted a position in Las Vegas, and so he went back to where he originally came from. So his resignation as coach and technology integration. You'll notice I don't have anything posted for that. If people are watching, we're going to kind of wait, just hold tight on that until after the tech levy. So, and then we'll decide how that's going to look. Donations, there are a couple of donations that were received. We have a Casey's General Store reward program and then a community theater for the community ed. There's a community theater that donation that came in. So those are the donations that came in for July. That's the consent agenda items.
Okay. Yes, we approve it. So is there a motion?
Make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Consent agenda passed. Communication items, superintendent.
So for my report today, just a couple of things. So ongoing summer work again for professional development. We are really looking at how we onboard our staff. I received really positive feedback from all of our employees that were new last fall. It was a different I guess, approach. In the past, we've not had our paraprofessionals, service workers, our cooks, our teachers all together, custodial for our onboarding and for our orientation. And we did that last year, and I think it was well received. I think our staff that participated, and I checked in with them a couple of times throughout the school year, think it went well. So we're going to continue to hone that in a little bit and tweak it. Continue to work on the growth mindset. I think it's been a nice reminder, especially when new staff are coming on board. It's also a great opportunity for our new teachers to be in a setting with their mentors, get to kind of hear all the district happenings together. So we continue to work on that. Our handbooks are being reviewed. You know, this is the busy time where we kind of look at what the legislative changes were, if there's things that really need to be updated. One of the biggest changes that's going to be in our handbooks for staff is really around the earned, safe, and sick time, because that has really changed some of the procedures that our staff follow. So those are at least some of the changes that come through. Policy review is in the works. So I think I mentioned at one of our last meetings that many MSBA policies need to be updated because of something so simple as changing the title of World's Best Workforce. Our World's Best Workforce is referenced in a number of policies. So we're in the process of kind of pulling through those and taking a look at which ones are really just clerical type updates. And then we'll pull the policy committee together shortly and have that reviewed. Building cleaning and repairs. Again, if you walk through the building, you'll see that we're in the heart of the cleaning right now. So it's the custodial staff are working hard, and they're they're diligently getting things ready. So that's exciting as well. And then I did want to share just a resource that I'm going to share kind of through with staff and throughout the course of the year. And I wanted to share with you as board members also. Our administrative team is working through the book called Beyond Grit, 10 Powerful Practices to Gain High Performance Edge. Cinder Kamphoff she actually lives in Mankato, and she's got some connections to Minnesota, the Minnesota Vikings, and she's really done a lot of coaching and kind of like, what are the practices that people who are just kind of high performing, what do they do? And so our administrative team is working through that, and I'm going to share it with staff throughout the course of the year. And it's a great read if anybody has interest in it. I linked in the book from Amazon, but it's just it's kind of a nice quick reminder of the things and the things that we can do daily to kind of keep us really focused on the positive things and moving forward to attain our goals. So more to come on that. Lastly, my July update for kindergarten is really, there is no change. We do have 59 students enrolled for kindergarten. There's been one additional inquiry. So this is the time frame where I shared with you that I would revisit back if we needed to look at something different. But our numbers really are pretty stable. And so there is not going to be any recommended change to those sections. That's what I have for my administrative update today.
Hey, are there any committee reports? Gerald, you had something last night.
We did, yes. So the West Central West Central Education District met down here. And it's been a while since we've all gotten together as far as the board members and the superintendents, along with the director from the education district. So we met here to look at what was formerly known as the U zone. It's now the sale house. There are some signs that are being put together to put up so people know what that is. And what this house has been contracted for through the education district is to start an education program for the those with that are mentally challenged, other handicaps from ages 8 to 22. It's to help kind of integrate them into, say, society. When I say society, into a workforce, learning to do those chores, to run a household or be in a household, the cooking, the washing of clothes, dishes, making of beds, folding laundry. And then also one of the things that I think is just absolutely fantastic with this program is the students that will be attending, they're going to bring them out into the workforce. So they have some businesses within the community that last year when they started this program asked, that said that they needed help, so they go over there and help at those places. So they're continuing with that, and that has expanded as far as the number of businesses that they will let these young adults come in and do certain things for them, whether it be cleaning, stocking shelves, or whatever that is. So looking forward to a great year this year with the staff over there. And right now, as far as filling positions, that is still ongoing with the education district. But I think there's a great game plan of the pairs that they need and the certified staff. Jasmine right now is the one that's taking all of that on, and she is also laying out curriculum. So they've been able to get some donations to help with that, to actually buy it and start laying it out. Look at what that curriculum looks like. Right now, I think it's 10 students within the education district. So that's Albany, Paynesville, Sauk Center, and Melrose that are within this education district, and they will be sending students there. So, yeah, so it's and from the education district side, could not have enough acclimates for our district here of where this place is located, and the with Janelle working with her to offer up space within the school, our grounds to help them from time to time within the building and stuff. And then also laying out meal plans for them, which will make it a lot easier for them to be able to obtain meals and then be able to eat over at the former Uzon House, the sale house. So a big pat on the back for our district, and the other districts that are involved in this are extremely happy with Paynesville taking this on. So thank you, Janelle, for your effort on this. So,
Joe, can you just clarify the ages again?
so 18 to 22-year-olds. Yeah.
I heard you say 8.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, 18.
18, yeah, okay. Any other committee reports? We're ready to go through, no old business, so new business. We got a lot of reorganizational activities to approve all at once. So do we want to just kind of go through those one at a time?
Sure, I can walk through them.
Explain.
Yep.
answer
So the
questions?
official newspaper, the school district does have to have an official newspaper to post all our legal notices, and we have historically used the Paynesville Press. My recommendation would be to continue that relationship. They've done a nice job for us, and so our official newspaper, I would recommend we maintain with the Paynesville Press. Authorization for bills of payment. We need to have a formal designation of who is able to authorize bills for payment. So you'll see it'd be the business manager, deputy business manager, district office admin assistant, and myself. That's a pretty standard protocol in years past. We've not run into a lot of situations where we've had to alter our process, but it is nice to have that established and we know what has to happen if necessary. Census takers are recommended to be our community ed director and the admin assistant for the superintendent. So Christine O'Brien and Miranda Tice would be our census takers. Our hot lunch officers, I'm often asked what this is, and to be honest with you, we've had to use it, and they're designated as the board chair and the superintendent, and they have been historically. So that is a recommendation to continue that. We also need to designate our formal banking system and our banking providers. Magnify, a couple of years ago, we did go out for an RFP, and Magnify Financial was awarded that contract or that service, and it actually has worked really well for us. So our recommendation is to continue the banking services with Magnify Financial. And PMA is our investment fund, and so that they invest our bonds, and that's really been an important investment, I guess, firm for us. So I would recommend continuing with that as well. Commencement date, taking a look at that. Last year was our first year in a while having a Friday night ceremony. Thus far, I guess the feedback that we've received is that it's been positive. So the recommendation is to continue with Friday, May 23rd at 7 p.m. And then the fee structure, there's one piece I do want to call out on the fee structure. So if you'll take a look at that, the only change to the fee structure is with our insurance for our Chromebooks. So you will see our technology insurance. So you're going to see an increase to $90 for 6th grade and $120 for 9th grade. And if somebody comes in midway through, it would be prorated. But what we're finding is that it was costing more to repair the Chromebooks than we were taking in an insurance. And so there is a recommendation to increase that insurance amount. And then the last thing, just to call out, and you'll see it's on the agenda, but it really is, the federal guidelines have not been received. That actually is, it pertains to our fee structure for our adult meals, okay? When we receive the federal guidelines for what we need to charge, we may need to bring that back to the board. If you remember last year, we did bring the lunch fees back because we got the federal rates and the federal information later on. So that may come back, and if we're in line, we'll just leave it as is, but this is the recommendation for the fee structure for the 24-25 school year. And that being said, I would stand for any questions on.
Questions on any of those 7 items? I will entertain a motion to approve.
Motion. Second.
And Gerald seconds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. Yes.
Janelle, did I clarify that the insurance fees on the Chromebooks It's a one-time fee in sixth grade and a one-time fee in ninth grade, correct?
Yes, thank you. That's a good clarification because they keep that same Chromebook for those 3 years and then the 4 years. So yes, thank you. That's a good clarification.
Okay, next one is designated individual with authority. Do we have anybody with authority?
Well, the Minnesota Department of Education says we have to have somebody and
Okay,
that has been myself as the superintendent. And really what that is it's a security mechanism to ensure that there are certain secured reports within the Minnesota Department of Education website that individuals have to have credentials to access. And so I have to designate and allow them in. And the Minnesota Department of Education gives one person within the district that authority, and that's what the Iowa is. So I have been that since I've been here. And then our backup, and we always say, if somebody doesn't make it to work and is no longer, then Miranda would be that backup. Okay, so, but I designate that, and so this would allow the Department of Ed to designate me.
okay, any questions? Make a motion to,
I'll second.
okay, Ron will make a motion. Second,
I'll second.
okay, Cheryl seconds the motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. We come to the long-term facility maintenance.
So at this meeting every year, we do have to set our plan for our long-term facility maintenance. So this is a required plan, and we have statement of assurances that you'll see, which are resource number 2. And the plan is identified as resource number 3. So this really is where we've identified, and I'll pull it up so we can kind of take a look at it. And I'm going to make that a little bit bigger. I'm not going to cast this per se for individuals because it's going to be very difficult for them to see. However, there's not a lot of substantive changes from year to year. What we do is we carry, if we're not able to complete a project in a year, we do move that forward. So it does not fall off the schedule. It just continues to carry forward. So this is the plan that is submitted to the Minnesota Department of Education. And it is because the long-term facility maintenance has a very specific allowable setting, and so they confirm that that's what that's for. So you'll see the resolution, which is printed out on the agenda, the assurance of compliance document, and then the plan.
Questions? Someone like to introduce the resolution?
I'll make a motion to introduce resolution approving school district for 741 long-term facility maintenance 10-year plan.
Second.
Second.
Cheryl, take a roll call.
Cheryl.
Aye.
Thomas.
Aye.
Rick.
Aye.
Rachel.
Aye.
Ron.
Aye.
Cheryl.
Aye.
Magnify credit card authorization.
So we have 2 individuals that we are looking to authorize credit card use. One is for Jesse Rasmussen, which will replace David Orline as the high school principal. And then the second one is Leah Michaelis, who would replace Colin Wolf's card purchase use. So we do have to have formal recommendation to add them to our accounts.
Their motion.
I'll make a motion.
Rachel moves.
I'll second.
Cheryl seconds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passed. School board election information.
All right, so we are in the end of school board terms for 3 of our board members. So 3 board members will be up for election on November 5th. And I'm not going to play them, but I will just tell people what they are. So the first one is it's a document that has really all the roles and responsibilities of board members. And if you wanted to run as a candidate, there's specific dates that you have to follow, and there's timelines. And if you garner over, I believe it's $750 in donations, you have to file a campaign filing. So there's rules and regulations around board member candidacy. We've not typically run into a lot of campaigning per se, but it is here. So if somebody is looking, and if we have a number of candidates file, and we do have more activity for candidacy, I would just encourage any potential candidates to review this document, and I'm happy to meet with them as well to walk through any bits and pieces of what it means to be on the school board. The other document that I'm just going to show you, or it's actually a video, and I won't play it, but it's it's really quick. It's about I think it's about a 3.5 minute video about what it's like to be on the school board. Again, I would encourage anybody that would have interest in running for school board to either come talk to me or talk to one of the existing school board members about what it is and what it isn't. And I think that these are two good resources to help people understand what it's like to be on the school board if they would like to run. So those are just informational items that are put out for the public. And if anybody on the board have individuals ask them about running for board, this is one place to find that resource and that information. They can also simply go to the Minnesota School Board Association, and there is a plethora of resources on that website to help guide their discussions. But again, I just want to say I'm happy to meet with anybody that has questions about what it's like to be on the school board, to talk about how many meetings there are, what the commitment is, all of that type of stuff. Because I do think sometimes there's maybe a little surprise about the level of commitment. And so I do want people to understand just what it, especially in like negotiating years, and it's kind of in every other cycle. So I'm happy to answer any questions, but that's just an informational item.
Okay, then we have the resolution establishing dates for filing affidavits of candidacy.
And this is pretty straightforward. This was developed by legal counsel because there's a very set procedure and process for the dates to file for candidates.
Okay, this is the resolution, so.
Yep.
You got a motion?
My motion. Yeah, just make a motion for the resolution establishing the dates for filing affidavits for candidacy.
Thomas makes a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Seconds. So we'll take a roll call vote.
Cheryl.
Aye.
Thomas.
Aye.
Aye.
Rachel.
Aye.
Ron.
Aye.
Cheryl.
Aye.
Passes. Resolution calling for school board general election action.
So this is the other thing the school board has to do is you have to call for a general election. That the school board election will take place on November 5th with the election.
Again, another resolution.
I make a motion for a resolution relating to the election of the school board members and calling the school district general election.
Second.
I second.
Seconds. Again, a roll call vote.
Cheryl. Aye. Thomas.
Aye.
Rick.
Aye.
Rachel. Aye. Ron.
Aye.
Cheryl.
Aye.
Passes. LHP contract action.
So I updated the board a while back on the fact that there's a number of components when you engage, like in a roofing project, to make sure that you have the right specs for the bids, you have the correct engineering components and the architectural pieces. So this is a contract for LHB consulting services to really make sure that our specs and our bids and everything that goes out for our roofing project is done accordingly. And they would take care of any of the renderings. They would take care of all the bidding. They would take care of all the permitting. So it's really a contract it's a professional contract to ensure that we are able to get our roof systems replaced according to the specs that are required.
Okay, any questions about this? Questions? Is there a motion to accept?
I make a motion to accept.
Motion to accept, second.
I'll second.
Thomas, second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Passes. Upcoming meetings.
So in August, we resume our 2 meetings again. So we'll have August 12th and August 27th. I am hopeful that we can pull together a policy committee meeting before then. Again, it's 3 members that would make recommendations to the whole board, but hopefully we can get that put together so we can have some of those policies ready to review by Tuesday, August 27th. So board members watch for that. And then two, just a reminder, we do have our Concert in the Park series, where we'll have school district representatives there to answer any questions about the tech levy and that vote that's coming up on August 13th. So that's just a couple of reminders. They're not formal board meetings, but they are formal. You know, it is formal board process. It's just we'd like to have some representation there and presence to answer any questions for community members that they may have.
Those are Wednesday nights.
Third Thursdays.
Thursday.
Yep, beginning this Thursday, the 11th.
Where's that at again?
It's at Veterans Park.
Where?
Veterans Park.
Okay. And we come to that point where we are looking for a recommendation to close the meeting for the purpose of conducting the superintendent evaluation. So if someone wants to make that a motion, the time put in there.
I make a motion, we introduce a motion to close the meeting for the purpose of conducting the superintendent's evaluation.
6:26.
6:26.
Not that clock.
That motion.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting will close.